Alright everybody, long story short, my name is Slick Beats and my favorite hobby is playing MK1. I've been playing Shujinko since release and I honestly find him really fun, so I decided to start a series to show you guys everything I've learned about this cameo. With that being said, this is not going to be a guide. There are tons of great channels out there that you can find really good guides on how to play Shujinko. The cameo is really straightforward, so I figured I'd bullet point everything for you guys and show you everything you need to know about every matchup in the game with Shujinko. Now, although this is not a guide, there will be a lot of tech and tips and tricks that I will show you guys how to do, so keep an eye out. So as you can tell by the title of the video, the first character I'm going to be going over is Conan. Now, Conan, although he is new, that is not the reason why I picked him to be the star of the series. The reason why I picked him is because he's fairly simple as far as how strong the developers let Shujinko be against Conan. He's not really as strong as he can be, if that makes any sense, and anybody who plays Shujinko is gonna know what I'm talking about. I figured since people are gonna be running into a lot of Conans, there aren't a lot of inputs to remember, fairly simple to use, perfect matchup to start the series with. So with all that being said, I'm ready to show you guys everything you need to know about this matchup. So the first move you steal in this matchup is going to be Atlantean Bulwark. I have no idea if I botched that, but it's his little sword spinning move. Now the input for this move is down forward cameo, and it only costs half a bar meter. Now this move sits at -7 on block, and it does about 4% chip. The exact number is 3.8, so that's really good. On hit, this move is going to do 9%, and just like Conan, this move does reflect projectiles. Now, you can't enhance it and cancel it like Conan does, but it is really good on knockdown, being plus 57, so yeah, all around a good move in my opinion. I would say the best way to use it is whenever you have a gap in your string and Conan tries to armor, this move will actually break it, so you can call him out for trying to do it. However, whenever you do this move on block, Shujinko is guaranteed to get hit, although you are -7. I would say mastering the amount of time it takes for Shujinko to go off screen after doing a move is very important for every matchup. Now, the second move that you steal is going to be Skyward Guardian, being down forward cameo up, and another half bar cameo move. Now the primary use for this tool is obviously an anti-air. It could juggle while the opponent is airborne. If you hold forward while doing this move, it'll give you a slightly further leap. I suggest just holding up forward, the diagonal input during this move, so it'll give you both Skyward Guardian and the further leap. But surprisingly, it's also going to be your main hit confirm in this matchup. There's something about doing this move off of a pet punch that allows you to kind of circumvent your recovery and get a combo. I can't hit 13 frame moves off of this, so I would consider your 12 framer to be your 1 frame link. Now, this is more optimal than the actual launcher that you steal in the matchup, surprisingly. The only tip I would have for this move is finding the strings that it actually works on. It does have a good amount of pushback on hit, so it doesn't work off of everything. But in the corner, it is devastating. Now, it has 15 frames of startup and only 14 frames of recovery and 5 active frames, and that's really good frame data. Now the next move that you steal is going to be Cimmerian Rising. I don't know if I'm botching that again, but this is going to be the launcher that you steal. The input for this is going to be down back cameo, and if you hit the cameo button again, it has a knockdown extension. Now this move is a 19 frame startup, -17 on block, and the extension is in overhead. Now the thing about the extension is that there is no up block gap, but there is an armor gap and a flawless block gap. Now if they don't flawless block it, you're +2, and if they do flawless block it, you're -8. Now the thing about this is that if they don't flawless block it, you're pretty much resetting the neutral, and if they do flawless block it, you are safe from not getting punished, but you are giving up your turn. Now the special thing about this launcher is that no matter how many times you use it, it's always going to reset the gravity. It is a launcher that you can use multiple times for Shujinko, but the thing about this is that it's not optimal. The only thing I can see going for this move is how easy it is to visually hit confirm it, and it can be pretty brain dead, and it kind of makes up for the lack of damage that it has. Now the last move that you steal is going to be Crom's Curse. Now there isn't really a lot to say about this move other than it works exactly the way Conan's version does. It has the same exact frame data, 90 frames on startup and 89 frames of recovery. You really just have to use it the same exact way he does as well. There isn't really a way to guarantee it. Kind of just have to get away with it the way he does. All you have to do is wait till you're under 30%, and then you can resurrect. The input for this is going to be down, back, right bumper, up, and that's going to be all for this matchup. I personally like this matchup. You get really good damage if you can hit these Skyward Guardian combos, and I honestly like being able to close the gaps in my strings. I recommend it to everybody, honestly. Alright, now the next character I'm going to be talking about is Ghostface. Now, the reason why I picked Ghostface to be my second is because he is the polar opposite of what a bad matchup is for Shujinko, or what a simple matchup is. You're definitely counter-picking him when you pick Shujinko. One good thing about this matchup is that every move you steal is a launcher, so it's really fun. There's going to be a lot to unpack here, but I've put it down to a bite-sized form for you guys. I'm going to make it quick, and I'm excited. This is a really fun matchup. These are just some examples of what you're going to be doing in the Ghostface matchup. I don't play a lot of characters. I only play Kung Lao with Shujinko, so keep in mind, I don't really know if I'm optimal. But regardless, you're going to be hitting really hard in this matchup. So I'm going to do the simple moves first, starting with Ghostface's flip kick. Now the input for this is going to be down, back, cameo, up. There's a much to say about this. 16 frame startup, minus 18 on block. It is a good launcher. It's just really simple. You can use it multiple times. No matter when you use it during a combo, it'll always reset the gravity. So all in all, really good move. Now, the next launcher you steal is going to be Ghostface's backstage pass. Now, the input for this is going to be down back cameo, and this move is kind of OP. The special thing about it is that you could just do it on block. It looks really goofy, but it does jail, and this move leaves you +5 on block. It's really OP. You don't really have to hit confirm anything. And when you hit it, it leaves them standing. So it's really good. There really is no downside to this move. And it's 19 frame startup. I'm going to be going over the half bar moves next, starting with Ghostface's knife toss. The input for this is going to be down forward cameo. Now, it is 31 frames of startup, so it doesn't really jail off of anything. However, up close, you are -6 off of it. And if they ever block it at range, then the plus frames can vary. Now, the special thing about this move is that you steal the knife toss delay and the knife toss cancel. Now, if you hold the cameo button, then Shujinko just sits there like Ghostface and holds the knife for a little bit. And if you want to do the knife toss cancel for a bar, all you have to do is press block while holding the cameo button. I can't find anything that makes the cancels worthwhile, but considering how many things you could do in this matchup, I wouldn't say it's bad to just throw it out there. Now, the only characters I see taking advantage of the cancels and cancel combos are the characters with restands, and even then, they're not really optimal. Now, this next move is going to require a lot of explaining, and there's a lot of tech for it. And this move is going to be Ghostface's psychotic dive into prone sweep. Now, the input for this is going to be down forward cameo down. This is going to be another half bar move, and honestly, there's a lot you need to know about this move. For instance, if you were to just press down forward cameo down and nothing else, the dive into the sweep will be a true combo that you could convert. Now, when you hold the cameo button, then the opponent gets restood, and Shujinko will crawl for a short period of time and then perform the sweep. Now, I haven't gone over the frame data yet because off of the initial dive, you're +17 on hit. Now, whatever you do in that window will link for a true combo, and this opens up a lot of different combo routes for just a half bar cameo move. You could either choose to launch them after the restand and get them to avoid the sweep altogether, or if you hold the cameo button just for a split second, then Shujinko will crawl and it will still link for a true combo, allowing you to dash in and still convert off of the sweep. It is kind of tight, but situationally you can use this to your advantage. Now in the corner, it's really easy to get them to avoid the sweep entirely by just launching them, and it's really good for setups as well. For instance, Kung Lao's 18 frame overhead is perfect for this, being that the dive is only +17, and then you have Shujinko coming at you with the low. It's just dirty. Now the move sits at 13 frame startup and it's -10 on block. Now depending on how far you are away from them when you're doing it on block, most likely Shujinko is just gonna get down one and you're not gonna be able to do anything. Now it's important not to get that move mixed up with the next move I'm gonna talk about, which is the psychotic dive into prone stab. Now this is a full bar move and the input for it is gonna be down back cameo down. Now the thing about this move is that it does not link for a true combo, so you have to link something off of it in order for the prone stab to actually be a true combo. Now I don't have to explain any of the frame data because it works exactly the same as the other psychotic dive. I would say the only things you have to know: the prone stab is still considered a low, and it is slightly delayed compared to the other sweep, so you can use that to your advantage when doing setups. And lastly, the prone stab leaves you standing. Now, it also leaves you stunned for a very, very long time. There's a lot you can do there. I would say charging Shujinko frame 1 after using the move is very key, and you could buff yourself, you could do a setup, or you could use the time for meter advantage. And at that point, by the time you start your combo, Shujinko's damn near more than halfway charged. So anything you do at this point is just gonna be so much damage. There's so much room for creativity. This is without a doubt one of the best matchups for Shujinko. I would say the only things you have to remember is not getting those two moves mixed up. Those are the two most important moves in the matchup. If you want to just keep it simple and use down back cameo and the crumble, honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. You could take this matchup so many different ways. There's so many different things that you could do. I find it really fun. And that'll be the conclusion of episode 1 of the series, y'all. Hope y'all liked it. I got some clips ready for you guys to show you my Shujinko in action. I'm really excited. Thanks everybody for watching.